Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for the news portion of your 8:30 stream show. I'm Mitch Carter. Got a little traffic alert here, kicking things off. Going to pull some fonts up for us here. There we are this morning on your Thursday. As if you know how this goes by now, we pop on here about 8:30. Myself and Casey, although just myself today, we'll have some headlines for you before we transition over into weather with Byron Douglas. But kicking things off today, a traffic alert this morning for those in Davis County. With winter coming, KYTC crews have decided to temporarily stop their work. Let me pull this video up for you. There you go. On the Natcher Bridge there. Crews starting removing their equipment on Wednesday, and all lanes should be back open by the end of the week. Officials there expected to resume their work on the bridge in the spring. And happening today, an Evansville church needs your help to fight against world hunger. So now through Sunday, the Bluegrass Church is going to have volunteers packing up to 500,000 meals. It'll be at the church on Petersburg Road along with the Vandenberg 4-H Center Auditorium. Officials say there are two ways you can help. That's by either packing the meals or by making a donation. If you want to help, you can register now on the church's website. And shifting gears here, once Thanksgiving is over, coming up next week, Evansville Water and Sewer Utility Crews invite you to properly get rid of any sort of used cooking oil. The special disposal event is coming up on Saturday, November 29th. It's happening from 8 to 1 at the Sunrise Pump Station. And officials say by properly getting rid of any sort of oil out there, you're helping keep the city's sewers and pipes up and running. They always say not to pour it down your drain. The event, though, is only open for those who live in the city or the county. And moving now to Nashville, the reason I am solo here today, last night was an exciting night for country music fans because it was the annual CMA Awards. 14 News Sunrise anchor Casey Mason got to preview the awards and has a behind-the-scenes look. Check it out.
Byron, Mitch, as much as I miss you guys here this morning, I had a tough job that someone had to go do, covering this year's 59th Annual Country Music Awards. This is Nashville's biggest night and country music's biggest night for a reason. It's a star-studded lineup making their way down the red carpet here. So you know what? That's why I'm not there this morning, but good morning to everyone in the Tri-State, and I'm so excited to bring you inside a little bit of this year's coverage. So let's talk Country Music Awards. First off, thought it'd be kind of fun to show you guys like behind the scenes. This is the red carpet that I'm on, obviously. We've got all of our media outlets. Hey there, hi everyone. And this is where the artists start to make their way down the red carpet here to talk to yours truly. You never know who you're gonna get, but it is always, like I said, a star-studded lineup. Let's talk about this year's CMA Awards. Of course, it's the 59th annual, and there's a lot planned for tonight's event. One of the big moments is country superstar Vince Gill is actually being honored with the 2025 Lifetime Achievement Award. It's called the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award. So that should be a very special moment at the show. Also, a special moment is Lainey Wilson taking on the role as this year's host yet again. Let's get to those categories as well. We're talking Female Vocalist of the Year. You've got Kelsey Ballerini, Miranda Lambert, Ella Langley, Megan Maroney, and also Lainey Wilson. Busy night for her. Let's head over to the guys category now. This is for Male Vocalist of the Year. Luke Combs, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Zach Top, and Morgan Wallen all up for that award. And then there's Entertainer of the Year, Luke Combs, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen, and Lainey Wilson. I'm excited to talk to some of the nominees here tonight. So excited to bring you guys, again, just inside tonight's awards show. Of course, it is country music's biggest night. I'm glad I got a little extra sleep here, but don't worry, you guys. I was working hard too. Just thought it'd be a fun moment for our morning viewers here to get a glimpse into this year's awards show. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, of course, Casey there mentioned Entertainer of the Year and Female Vocalist of the Year. Those awards both went to Lainey Wilson. Meanwhile, Male Vocalist went to Cody Johnson. Of course, can't wait to have Casey back here tomorrow to talk all about it, including here on our streaming show. Right now, coming up on 8:35, it's going to do it for me here for the news portion. Stand by, though. Byron Douglas is up next with all of your 14 First Alert forecasts. Thank you.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert Weather app, on your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app, and stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it here on this Thursday. We're also tracking some rain. We'll take this up full. Thanks for tuning in. And we're tracking some showers. We got a few thunderstorms out there. So I just want to say thank you very much, and we'll take a look. I'm going to grab this full because we're going to be dealing with some fog. Leslie Chapman's on, and also good morning to you, Troy. Thanks for tuning in. We'll shout out a few folks out there. Across the Twin Bridges, we're seeing some fog, and then across the west side, those typical low spots out there. Hey, Mo, good morning to you. Appreciate you tuning in. And also other folks that are on here. A lot of times we talk about fog, and then once the sun pops, we're not going to be dealing with fog, but we're going to have fog throughout the morning, even into the afternoon hours. And we do have a risk for thunderstorms. We're not at risk for any severe thunderstorms, but generally a general risk within this area, and we're going to widen it out. If you're traveling down or if you have flights down into Dallas later, they've stretched that level 1 threat through Oklahoma City up to about Ponca City, Fayetteville, Fort Smith down into Arkansas. The best setup for a few thunderstorms mainly would hover across western Kentucky. And let's take a look at our current visibility. It looks like they popped some fog advisories. We have some restrictions down to 2 miles at Evansville, 1 in Henderson, and 1 mile in Sturgis. And this will continue to envelop the area as we go through the day. Now we're tracking a little bit of lightning. I'm going to grab this full here so you can see where the lightning has set up. It's generally down through just southwest there of Princeton, Kentucky. You're dealing with just a little bit of lightning. It's not associated with the severe thunderstorm or anything like that, but that generally is going to be running to the northeast as we go through the day. So we'll get a closer look. Generally, we haven't seen any warnings out there or anything like that. It's primarily just rain at this point, and that will be the theme today. Areas there in yellow, some heavier bands of showers out towards Vienna, Illinois, back through Johnson County. And we highlighted Madisonville, Morton's Gap on 14 News Sunrise. You guys could see a half up to 1 inch of rain today down through Dawson Springs, and then back through Dixon, Clay, Sturgis, where you guys can see some heavier bands of showers during that time frame. Here's a wider view. Got some lightning west there of Hopkinsville. We'll keep an eye on that. These are clusters, what I call with non-severe thunderstorms. And here's just a wide view. Quite a bit of lightning now moving into western Kentucky. Temperatures haven't done a whole lot. The clouds are down to just a few hundred feet off the surface. We're still holding at 48. That's where we were this morning, 52 in Greenville, and 49 in Mount Carmel. We get a question, can you have thunderstorms when temps are in the 40s and dew points in the 40s? Yes, we do have some warmer air aloft, and that's touching off a few showers and storms. So excellent chances for rain, a break at times, and then more rain as we go through the afternoon and tonight. Now, I'll take this full here. And temperature's not doing a whole lot with these low clouds. Now, I want to highlight Madisonville, because you guys are in that line there where you're dealing with some showers, a few thunderstorms, and some heavier bands of showers, and just a tad warmer with highs in the upper 50s. So as we go forward, patchy fog, overcast skies will be the theme, showers likely. Winds will be out of the southeast, and even some fog into the afternoon. Showers likely, some areas of fog tonight, down to 52. And then for tomorrow, a little better setup for thunderstorms, but again, the severe weather threats are low as we go through our Friday. Here's the latest timeline. Those areas there in red, yellow, and orange, those heavier bands of showers down through Madisonville into Hopkinsville. Some rain into the afternoon. Then at break at times tonight, and this is where I think we'll see some fog. And then on our system number 2 is in here tomorrow during the morning commute. We're looking at some showers and storms between about 5, 6 a.m. and then lunchtime. We'll be dealing with some showers then. Mixed in with a few thunderstorms. Now we're waiting for the front. It's delayed a little bit, but this is at 6 p.m. Winds you see converging out of the northwest. Not showing a lot of action here, but enough to touch off a few thunderstorms. And then for Friday, we're not risk for any organized severe thunderstorms. So once in a while, you can catch a warning within that general risk area. Here's a wider view. So this is encouraging, but it stretches from Evansville down to about Houston. Saturday is trending a little bit brighter, a few clouds around during the morning, and mostly sunny during the afternoon. And Sunday we'll have a fair amount of sunshine. Now we're going to throw the long ball here. Sunday looks good for all the parades going on this weekend. So next Tuesday we're dealing with rain. So if you're off Tuesday and doing any traveling, no snow up for Chicago or areas like that. 10 years ago they had 17 inches of snow in Chicago, nothing like that. And for the most part on Wednesday, most of the showers will be off to the east. So a pretty quiet travel Wednesday, but it will be cooler. And then on Thanksgiving, winds will be out of the northwest, maybe a spotty shower, but high temps generally will be in the lower 40s on Thanksgiving. And those 10-day outlooks are on that 14 First Alert weather app, and you'll see some of that. So we'll grab this full. So we're dealing with some showers. A few embedded thunderstorms are possible. Friday, some showers and a few thunderstorms. A lot of it's just rain. And then as I mentioned, over the weekend, it's been trending drier. Saturday, a high of 57. And then a 59 on Sunday. We're looking forward to being in the Owensboro Christmas Parade on Saturday. We'll have the Interceptor out, and then the Evansville Christmas Parade. We'll have the Interceptor out with a high of 59. Emma, good morning to you. Mo, Emma, Leslie Chapman, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. As we go into next week, there's that Wednesday at 47, and then by Thanksgiving, temperatures will be dropping into the lower 40s. If you catch any thunderstorms, well, Arden Gregory will have more coming up at 14 News at 11, then again at noon. Have a super day.